YouTube. This is Dawn from hzscribe, and I am back with another week. We are in the book of 1 Samuel, so this is another week of Bible sketch notes. So we did the overview of Samuel, we did the life of Samuel, we did the life of Saul, and now, of course, before we close out this book, we have to do the life of David. So I am going to start here with just some summary pictures of whatever I'm able to draw about the life of David, and I'm going to put it on fast forward, and then that way we can see what we can do for David, and then we will conclude the first book of Samuel. So I'll put you on fast forward. Alright, so we're going to finish up the first book of Samuel. I think some of this got cut off. But we are finishing Samuel, 1 Samuel, and we know that the main people in it was Samuel, Saul, and David. So 1 Samuel ends with, with David. He's already been chosen, anointed to be king. He has helped Saul by playing on his harp to flee away the evil spirits. He has confronted Goliath, and so I think that, of course, that's when you think about First Samuel. That's like the biggest part with David that kind of really stands out. There's other things, but this is what really stands out. And even though some of these scriptures may have come later, I still wrote them. But I thought just a picture of small David. He was the last of the sons to be even thought to be considered a king, and yet he's a king. This small, guy tore animals apart when they came up against his sheep. He was a shepherd, and that's what God wanted, a shepherd, a man after his own heart. And so this is Goliath, and so he has a stone in his hand. Yeah, I know my drawings or whatever. His sack with the 5 stones to kill Goliath and his brothers. And so I just said, for who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? That's 1 Samuel 17:26. And of course he's talking about David. And then I just put a couple other scriptures that came to mind. Let God arise and let his enemies be scattered. Let them also that hate him flee before him. Psalm 68:1. And of course Psalm 23:4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. So I just wanted to put those in there. So we're going to go into 2 Samuel next. But this concludes that one. And so I like just this angle of perspective of David defeating his Goliath, and we all have one in our life that we've got to defeat. And so, yeah. Thank you so much for liking, watching, and subscribing. But more importantly, thank you for reading your word, breaking it open, understanding it. Whether you're drawing it, writing it, trying to mentally understand it, praying about it, going from hopefully on the milk and then you go into the meat. And so, and then you can taste and see that he is good by studying the scripture. So this is what we have this week, and come back and join me next week or in a few days whenever I get it up for 2 Samuel. Take care. God bless. I dare you to read your word.